From Erie's own Government Access, Channel 9, from the City Hall Council Chambers, it's time once again for the Taxpayers Hotline Show. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your host.
Hello, this is City Controller Kaz Kwiatkowski, and here we are for another hour, as we are each and every Monday from 2 o'clock till 3. And once again, Taxpayer Hotline is your show. You can talk about anything you want as long as it's in good taste and you don't bring a lot of personalities into it. Anything's fair game, and it's your hour. And number is on the screen. And we're ready to go anytime you are, and we got some questions from previous questions, some answers rather, and we can go over them as we go through the show. And been kind of a busy week. We are around here. It's we're getting doing some things with the pension plan that are keeping my office pretty busy, but that's okay. It helps pass the time. And attended a lot of meetings over the weekend, and we had the Neighborhood Watch meeting we attended about a week and a half ago. Also, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Committee. They'll be coming back on the air hopefully in the next few weeks, talking about their monument that. Although you see the one up there, there's still phase 2 to happen, and that's a sizable project which, thanks to the generosity of many organizations in the city, they're well on their way to getting the second phase started and hopefully finished. And we'll have some information later on some things that they're doing. And getting back to questions we had, a gentleman called up a while back and he was asking about what happens when you put heavy objects out in the street during the spring cleanup. And I gave a call to the streets department, and they do have a heavy lift that will take care of that. And what generally happens is, as the workers go through the areas and they notice that it's there's something that they can't handle, they'll report back and send out the unit. If you'd like, it does help if you feel like it's going to be extra heavy. If you want to give them a call, that's much appreciated, and that'll kind of speed up the process a little bit. But outside that, yes, they do have lifts. They do have a lift that will handle a lot of the objects, and we'll have information on the cleanup later on the dates. I don't have them on me right now. I apologize. And there was also a comment about Commerce Street and whether we still own it or whether it's was turned over. But the answer I got was yes, the city still owns it. We still maintain it. It's a service road. If I remember right, it's about 2 blocks long that runs just a little east of State Street, right between State and Peach, behind many of those, the Renaissance building, etc. And I think it runs from 10th to 12th, and then up to about 13th, I believe. But yes, we do take care of that, and it is the city's responsibility. And let's see, we got a few more projects here. The light on Lighthouse Street, that's going off and on, that was turned in. We'll keep a tracking on that and make sure that it's fixed in a reasonable time frame. Also, let's see. We turned in some of the sewer problems, and I'll go through them as I let's see, I have them on my list. the problem that exists on Old French Road, I did take a ride by there, and once again, feel free to call. We went by there on Old French Road, and they are covered with mud and debris, and the plan is that when I turn them in, they will be going through there shortly and cleaning them up. I was told they do function properly. I called up not only streets but also sewer to check on it. So if that gentleman that kind of watches that, I'll keep an eye on as I head home. That I'll make it a project to head home that way, maybe every couple of weeks, just to keep an eye on it. But they are aware of that problem, and it is one that probably does have roots in the Jefferson School project and also the slope of the terrain there. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, you look pretty sharp today in that blue shirt.
No, it's not a blue shirt. That's a sweater today.
Sweater.
Yeah, we don't. The heat in this.
A little late though. You should have a green one on.
What I mean, tech colors?
No. The color you want is red and gray.
Red and gray.
Started forever, you know.
Well, we used to whoop up on them pretty good when I was a tech.
Sure. I know when I played ball, we whooped up on Freddie Bolitnikoff and his boys constantly.
Yeah, well, we learned from their mistakes. We know.
Oh yeah, you learn from their mistakes. Hey, I hear you talking about streets and roads and all that.
Yeah, I got a whole list here of things. I was taking a little ride this weekend.
That water department cut in front of CVS is sinking in again.
On Pine Avenue side?
No,
Pardon?
it's caving down again.
On the Pine Avenue side?
No, just before you get to Pine Avenue. Right in line with CVS, where they had the water leak a couple weeks ago.
You see, I missed that one. I was out. But was it on, let's see, 38th intersects with Pine there.
It's right before you get to it, almost right across from Arby's.
Oh, okay. On 38th Street more.
Yeah. So, are the salt trucks out yet?
Good question. You have a problem where you are?
Well, the hills are getting kind of slippery up in the southeast area.
So your street definitely needs it, right?
It's freezing, and a lot of school buses run around through here. So if they're out, we don't want to put them into any stress, but we don't want to see any kids getting run over either.
I'll give them a call because they seemed, like my street wasn't bad this morning.
Well, I was downtown a little bit ago. I was coming out of the doctor's office, and it's just rained. But when you get up into these hills up here, it's freezing. The temperature's about 30 degrees.
Yeah, our hills are just bad enough that, and the problem is, when you go down to 38th Street, it's hard to access 38th Street.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's okay if you're heading further east, but if you're trying to head west, cutting across all that traffic.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, these cars can't make these hills over here. They don't know how to drive in the hills.
Yeah, well, I'm okay if I get a start, but if I come out of my driveway, I'm dead. I can't. You have to back up, and that's a problem.
Yeah, that seems pretty odd for a Mercedes-Benz to have that problem.
Mercedes-Benz.
Hey,
you won't see that down in my neighborhood.
I see the Mercyhurst kids or whatever out partying. I see beer cups all over the place.
Oh, man, hey. You see my phone? I'm going to show it to you in a minute, John. Here it comes, see it?
Yeah?
Yeah, I got some nice pictures on this one.
Pictures of what?
Well, they're not good for family entertainment or ladies around, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah?
I was threatened, I would love to find out the names of the kids involved and send it to their parents.
They'd be shocked to see him out there urinating all over the place.
Little Johnny and Joanne, whatever they were doing, it'd be funny. I'm telling you, they started Friday, Saturday, and they probably some of them ended up Sunday.
I guess they didn't go out in spring break, huh?
No, they didn't even want to go downtown. Hey, why would you go downtown if they're charging $1.50 or $2, whatever they're charging, when you can, you should have saw them. The new game is, you think those are books in their book pack, right?
Yeah.
They're not.
They're the old cooler packs, huh?
Yeah, they got cooler packs. They carry the red cups with them. I'm gonna if I'm lucky enough, I'm going to try to get the city motto changed to Red Cup City.
Well, you got to put that on YouTube.
Oh, I mean, it's terrible. You come out of your house and you got red cups all over the place.
Well, that was just like downtown. Everywhere you went, they were outside with beer cups and all that. I thought there's an ordinance to get drinking outside.
I don't think we have one, John, really.
Well, the Liquor Control Board should do something about that.
Well, actually, what happened, I think the city took the responsibility for the city from them. I mean, they still have enforcement, I think, but like not on noise issues and stuff,
Oh, no, because they have their Thursday parties down there all summer long, and
Yeah.
the city's getting a reputation like Geneva on the lake.
Well, if you were one of the neighbors on Saturday, I was at the breakfast place. I usually hang out there on Saturday morning. So if you have any complaints, you can always catch me there.
38th Street.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes there, but I'm usually over at, the east side one more so.
Yeah, I think the east side one is a lot nicer than the southwest one.
But those kids were coming in like at 10, 11 o'clock, and they were definitely just awake.
Falling over, right?
Yeah, and then they kept going. I mean, but the things that go on, I had some of the neighbors taped them. I took a couple pictures.
What about drunk and disorderly? You come into those places like that, you're drunk and disorderly. In the old days, they'd pick you up and put you in a paddy wagon.
What's the same house? They ought to be what they call, what's that term, disorderly house?
That was at 938?
I think it's 932 is one of them.
Well, I went by there this morning on the way downtown, and there's a big Buick parked right in the sidewalk.
Oh yeah, they don't care. They openly have more kids than the ordinance says, and
Well, don't forget, their police enforce all this. Mercier's police.
No, they don't do anything. They don't even go off campus.
I imagine so.
But hey, I don't mind. I have neighbors that party, but
Party inside,
But they're quiet.
keep it down, and who cares?
but
Yeah, if you go out and make a spectacle of yourself and you play music and bang it all over, it's not called for.
I got to check if we have if it's mandatory we have indoor plumbing, because apparently these houses they weren't using it.
I guess not. So, well, we'll get off, and if nobody's busy here, we'll call back.
Yeah, I was going to tell you something I noticed about you brought it up, and what was your other comment?
About streets?
No, but see, downtown.
The drinking at the bars?
No, it was something else. I was going to talk about something, and I forgot all about it. Must be my old age.
I have that problem too.
Yeah, well, it was strange, because when you brought it up, I was going to say something about it that, oh, well, I'll probably come back to it.
Well, I see the bricks and the flag is still goofed up on 38th Street, and that fancy light has been removed and hasn't been replaced.
I got a comment about the flag. I went by there. I'll talk about it a little bit later about the flag.
Okay, we're getting all kinds of static noise here, so I'll hang up and listen to you.
It must be the atmospheric out there.
It could be. I'll talk to you
Oh,
later.
I know what it was. I'll talk. Maybe you can comment later about it if you.
Okay, I'll remember.
Okay. There we go. Once again, the lines are open, and if you have, he brought up about salting his street. Yes, it's probably, this is a very difficult time of the year when sometimes just a little salt will help on those hills. Whoop, I cut you off. Can you call right back? Somehow that button didn't work. Better make a note. If that caller would like to call back, go ahead. I'm sorry I cut you off. John brought up about the bricks. I did ride by there, and I'm going to turn those bricks. We're going to turn them into the probably the engineering office, and see if they can take a look at that and solve the problem. Because you certainly don't want bricks lifting up and people tripping or whatever. We have the spring coming up, that'd be a good chance to fix them, so we will, turn that into the proper, I looked at it and it does need a little work. The flag, John brought up about the flag at the, in a zoo area. It was sort of in one piece, but not really. It was torn on the bottom quite a bit, although the body of it on top is, the major part of it's intact. But well, I have that gentleman's number in my desk. Tried to get a hold of him, and I know the last time, and you hate to have the zoo do it, but due to the kindness of Scott over at the zoo, they supplied that flagpole with a new flag. Theory being that that's right in their area, and it helps enhance their area. And I want to thank Scott publicly for what he did last time. But I will try to get hold of the gentleman. I had his number where he's involved with the Hungarian monument there. The old pothole on 12th Street, and the gentleman that calls in on that one, what I found out, and I'm hoping I get an answer today or tomorrow, I ran into one of our streets department guys, and I asked them if they would get back to me and tell me one way or the other. There seems to be some debate as to whose responsibility it is. It could be the state, but I think it looks like it's in far enough that it's actually on Commerce more than it is 12th Street. So if it's on Commerce, it would definitely be ours. So I hope by next week I have an answer, one way or the other, whether that's our responsibility or the state. The way I looked at it, if I was guessing, and in my opinion, it was ours. But then again, I don't know how far the right-of-way extends. We'll get back on that problem. We had more sewer problems. Once again, right off Old French Road, near the Maiden Lane area. We turned that one in also to sewer and to streets. Same answer, they will get back as the weather breaks, and they'll take a look up there and make sure that A, the water is running, and B, that there's not too much debris on top, although they claim, and I'm no engineer, that they're designed to, they're doing their job, they're catching the debris, but every once in a while it doesn't hurt, and they will be up there. They promised me to clean them up a little bit, and just to keep them free from debris. I meant to tell John, I turned his in on the sewer problem that exists on 38th and Page, which is it goes on Page from actually 38th up to Grandview, and we turned that one in also with the sewer and with the streets again, and they're gonna, that one they weren't aware of. They were aware of the ones on Old French Road. They've had numerous complaints. This one was a new one, and they will get up there and try to rectify the situation. They'll take a look at it and see if it needs immediate attention or not. I had another one. There was a street. There it was. Up on East 41st in the Parade Sunset area, a gentleman called about mud on the street, and streets department said they're going to wait till the weather breaks a little bit, take a look up there and see if they can get it cleaned up. So if that person will keep an eye on that for me, I'll try to get up there, and if they will, we'll try to keep an eye on it and get it properly taken care of. Took care of the bricks, we're done on that. The light on Lighthouse Street that was blinking off and on, that was turned off. As I said earlier in the show, we'll keep an eye on that. And go ahead, caller.
I guess.
you doing?
Pretty good. How you been?
Good. Hey, there was an article in the paper about a month ago about the breakfast place changing hands. Did that ever happen?
The who?
Breakfast place.
Yeah, they do. I don't know the specifics, but I do believe there was the two have separated, but you'll get good quality service at either one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they just, I think it was, I'm not positive, but I think it was the partners decided to split
Okay.
for whatever reason, but yeah, usually I get to the east side one more because it's close to my house, but I've been to both of them, and I think you'll be happy with both of them.
Last week, I took a family member to the airport, and we went by 38th Street about 4 o'clock in the morning, right near 38th and, right by Lake Pleasant there, the troubled houses there.
Yeah.
And they were parked on right across the sidewalk. 6 cars in the driveway. And I went by again, probably about 10 o'clock. The same car was still there, parked right across the sidewalk.
Yeah, it's probably that red house, right?
Well, it's not red anymore. They put siding on it, I think.
Oh, there's still one red house there. The other one, I think yeah, you're right. I think there's about 6 or 7 houses that are owned by the same gentleman, and that's the one where some of the houses have 4, maybe 5 kids in there, and it's just they're not being good citizens, and that's the best way. I think the people in my area realize that it's going to be a rental type neighborhood, in the future, but that doesn't mean they can't be good citizens, but they're not.
Did I mention a person who possibly might be a landlord?
The person that was what?
I mentioned a person's name over the air.
You mean that owns that property?
Oh, no, is Doherty one of the?
Yes, it is.
I just see he bought another house.
Yeah, he's bought 2 now in the last.
It was in the paper last Saturday.
Right, he's bought a couple last month.
In the 800 block on 37th Street, I think it is.
Yeah, it just I don't.
Is he a good one or is he a bad one?
Well, in my opinion, he's allowing those kids to do. If it was my property, I would not be happy with what I see being done there. That's my opinion. I have some rentals up above me on my hill, and the landlord that runs them, I believe in the last 3 years, he must have really cracked down on them because I don't have the parties anymore. The houses seem to be in far better shape, and you don't see people, driving over the grass and everything like that.
Is that the one up on Pine Avenue?
Yeah, those 6 houses.
I call them the Cracker Jack boxes.
Yeah, there used to be trouble, but I tell you, well, knock on wood, I don't know what happened. Ever since that trouble a few years ago, I got to believe the landlord finally had enough. But I think as a landlord, you'd want to protect your investment, but
Yeah.
you ride by some of those houses, that red one that's still there, I think it's 932, you got drain, gutters on the backside falling off, the doors, they got wood over the windows, the kids have run through some of the screen doors trying to get away from the police. It just, it doesn't add any value to the people around them.
Does Mercer do anything about this?
Well, they say they punish them, but I have my feeling that if you play football, you don't get equal punishment.
Yeah.
And they can call me a liar, and I'll be more than glad to come down and challenge them on that. But I just feel like, maybe the kids that don't have any athletic prowess, they may get punished. The problem is these kids have a lot of money, and paying a little fine doesn't even bother them.
It looks that way because
Yeah.
it doesn't change.
They're running down that neighborhood. I mean, that used to be when I was a young man. That was a nice neighborhood.
Yeah.
All the people that lived along St. Luke's, Mercier's there. And like I tell people, my problem is not with the college per se, because they watch that pretty close. It's the rentals that have sprung up around the college.
Well, if they just behave like an ordinary citizen would be, you wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, they won't, and, it seems like everybody wants to coddle them. Well, you know what? Time for coddling's through. And it's just that, we put up with it for so many years now that, pretty soon I think the problem will go away because the good people will be all gone.
Yep. Okay, I'll have somebody else
Hey,
talk.
do you like the breakfast place, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm amazed that, we don't have that many businesses up along East 38th Street. But the ones that are there, they do pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll have somebody else talk.
Sure, if you go there some morning, I'll be there on Saturday if you have any complaints.
Okay. I'll look for you.
Okay. Yeah, it's one of my favorite hangouts on Saturday. And I do frequent them both, although sometimes I tend to be more on the east side there. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Kaz, how you doing today, brother?
Good, how you been?
I'm doing all right. Hey, Kaz, I wanted to talk about coming down Peach Street, right there around, I think it's 18th Street. As soon as you get underneath the bridge there, that
Yeah.
yeah, man, that is there's potholes there like about 6 inches deep. So I was hoping maybe you could report that to the city, because people who don't know, not from around here, they come down through there. It's really bad. I'm surprised they haven't patched that up yet.
It's right around, well, you see, would it be 18th Street or down lower by the, around the train station, or is it up further?
No, it's right there before them new condos on the right, that bridge there.
Okay, that would be, yeah, you're right, that's probably like 15th or 16th down there.
Yeah, but it's bad. It's really terrible right there, and they gotta be 6 inches deep.
Is it under the overpass?
Yeah, well, you come underneath the train tracks there, the train, and
Right.
It's the road, the surface of the road there.
Right, when you get around those new condos.
Right.
Okay.
But actually, that's all I got to complain about today, man. I got to get to work, so I'll let you go, okay?
Well, yeah, we want you to, I wish you had more time off, but hey, thanks for calling.
All right, man. Bye-bye.
Well, the snow didn't help a little bit, but I know the guys are out patching. We'll turn that one in on Peach Street there, near the condos, and hopefully, when we get to the real warm weather, we'll get some hot patch, which is a lot better than the cold patch they're normally using at this time of year. That'll take care of the potholes a little bit better. And I have no idea which roads are going to resurface this year, but as soon as we get that list, we'll kind of bring that to your attention. Go ahead, caller.
You're talking about hot patch?
Yeah, because we use cold patch right now.
Talking about the fine stuff? Or the gritty stuff?
I don't know. I'm not an engineer, but
We're using hot stuff here last week on 34th Street.
I don't think it's real hot, though, not in the truest sense.
This was steaming.
Really?
Yeah, but they don't seem to pack it down with the old square.
There's one gentleman that does.
Yeah, but the majority just pack it in and run over with their trucks.
When I used to see, Danny, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny packs it pretty good.
He does a good job wherever he goes.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be under that, what do you call that thing? The,
Camper?
yeah, the tamper. I wouldn't want to be under that thing when he's slamming it.
Didn't we have a machine before that went around that flamed it and heated it up and poured it in? Or was that the States?
No, I think we had one too. I'm not positive, but I thought we had a version of it. And in fact, I thought it even had like a little tamper on it. I can find out.
Yeah, and you're talking about the mud up there off of Sunset Boulevard?
Right.
Whatever happened to our wash truck? We used to have a truck that washed down the dirt up to the curb, and then they used to come and pick it up.
I see them in the spring. You got to remember, though, they've really cut back on the number of workers, so those kind of things are going to wait till after the patching and everything else. So
Yeah, they're going to wait till after the election.
let me look into that, though. I think we still have. I'm going to call them water trucks.
Yeah, they used to stop by the hydrants and fill up and blow it around.
I just thought about a year or two ago we were looking at buying. I thought it was a hot patch machine.
Yeah.
That was up to date.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to find out if we had one or if we're going to get one.
So,
I can talk about that. Hey, there was a nice little article in the paper about that left-hand turn situation at Tops.
yeah.
Boy, that is a bad one, though.
Well, they're bad all over. You know, you get down by the Vets Hospital and you get up by these places. They zoom out. You think it's I-95 in Connecticut.
Well, the one at Tops, the problem there is that they have an interchange specifically designed for Tops in the school.
Yes.
And yet everybody turns at the one that's further west.
Yeah.
And then what they do, they stop right on the road without sometimes signaling, and there you are, almost running into the backside of them.
Well, you know that there's a place for the traffic engineer to go and check the light. Because that light doesn't stay green going north and south for more than a minute and a half.
Really?
That's true.
On what street?
I think that'd be Stanton. Runs down along the school.
Okay, that you don't think that one stays lit enough, huh?
No, it does not stay green long enough running north and south. Now, east and west, it must stay green for 5 or 6, 7 minutes. But the traffic going up and down,
Yeah.
it's a real shorty. But were we talking about the open container that eliminated gear slots in the city? When
Yeah.
you said that the city took over the responsibility?
Yeah, that was part of it, but then what I was thinking was, that's when it also hit me about the left-hand turn at Tops, because that...
Yeah, that's a bad section there. And you know, up down below there at the corner of Davison Hill,
Right.
there's a lot of accidents down there too, and even Burton. You know what it is? The traffic up there is going beyond the speed limit.
Right.
And maybe if we get weather out, we get some motorcycles up there and curtail these people.
Yeah, there's a high rate of speed. It's like...
Yeah, I had some young lady following me, and I thought I was in a bird of paradise. She's blowing her horn and pushing me on, and I threw my four-way stop flashers on, and she didn't know what to do.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, when these tailgaters are on, you just throw your four-way flasher on. You back them off in a hurry.
You know, getting back to Tops, you know, I don't know why in this state, well, not so much a state, in the city, we don't use overhead signs an awful lot.
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Because when you go to some cities, if you're driving, and I will say this, Ms. Parmenter takes care of when I bring up a problem, she studies it, John, and she does take care of the problem areas real quick. But like one of the problems I think we have is they'll put a sign on a pole on the opposite side of the street. Well, if you're on 38th Street, that's a pretty wide street.
Yes, it is.
And your focus is not on the roadway to the right or to the far left. You're kind of focusing ahead, and what you should do, if you don't want people turning left, the sign should be like right overhead. As you're coming there, you can see it ahead of you.
That's true.
Or like when they have these two left-hand turning lanes like they do when you're coming up State Street.
Yes.
I'm not sure if they have arrows up on top.
Yes, they do.
Well, see, that helps, right?
Well, yeah, but a lot of people don't realize that they're still in La La Land.
No, but at least they have no excuse,
That's true.
And after a while, I notice if you put them on overhead, it may take a while. It may take 6 months, even a year. But eventually, it gets into the skulls of 95% of the people.
That's what they always say when you took your test and all that. Be aware of what's going on.
You always laugh at like the ones that go down East 38th Street. They come to State, and they realize that they're in a right-hand turning lane.
Yes.
So they want to cut everybody off.
Yeah, and they want to swing over, and the inside lanes, they say hard left in their right lane, and I've seen a lot of anguish there, with the fist waving and all that. I guess that's how it is these days.
Well, we could solve a lot of those problems. A lot of them are signage and education.
That's true, but I'm getting sick of seeing Route 25 all over the city.
Route 25.
Yeah. Well, that's what they think that the 25 is on the speed post sign.
Oh, yeah. You mean you go as fast as you want?
That's what it seems like it is. They go like crazy. Did you ever find out if the hotel down there in the lake pays taxes?
Mean the Sheraton?
Yeah.
You know, I didn't ask the treasurer. That's my fault.
Well,
I can find out.
I'm assuming they don't.
They get,
I know they get the bed tax.
well, they get a portion of that.
Yes.
They probably did get some kind of LERTA when they first started.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. But I thought that the convention center gets $1 for everyone who parks in the ramp down there, that parking ramp, and I bet dollars of donuts that hotel is not paying taxes.
The parking ramp, that belongs to the Sheraton, I think.
You think it does? Well, the convention center gets $1 for everybody that parks in there.
Well, the Sheraton's being helped by them, so that may be
Yeah, spin-off.
dollars to convention center.
But, okay.
Yeah, you know, that trouble, like when you talked about Erie, and we agreed on that, you know, they may get a tax break, but they're certainly adding jobs, and later on, they pay full taxes.
Yeah, that could be.
I mean, you know that Erie does pay taxes eventually, the insurance,
Oh, yes, and no doubt about that.
and they provide jobs where,
They're paying a lot of their taxes. They're not like the colleges.
I'm still waiting for Mr. Scott to see what he's gonna do on his side of the State Street there.
I bet he's going to put a dandy up. He might even put a water world down there.
Well, I've heard different rumors about different things, but,
But
I mean,
I also heard he was going to build a water world up in Buffalo.
well, that wouldn't surprise me because, I tell you, I used to listen to 3WE out of Cleveland, and you would hear Waterworld advertised all the way out there. You know, his place, what's he called up there? Splash Lagoon?
Yes.
And also Waterworld, you'd hear about that one.
Yes.
And it was amazing the type of publicity they got, you know.
Publicity all over.
Yeah, and then to make it interesting, what they did in Cleveland was they turned around and they actually, I think, opened one up there because they were tired of seeing their people coming this way.
Yep. I understand he's going to build one up in Buffalo.
Well, at one time he bought a hotel up there or something he was looking at, if I remember right,
Yeah.
and he was thinking about developing that. I don't know what happened to it.
Well, we know one thing. He's not waiting for state money or whatever. He's going right into it with his own.
Ooh, that's what I've always said about, he may have his detractors.
Money, go to it.
He may have his detractors, but if you want a project and you want to know if it's going to work, he's one of the guys I would ask.
Well, I know one thing. I don't think those condos are going to get filled down there pretty quick.
Where's that?
Down there on Peach Street,
Oh, I'm still waiting on that one.
Wall Street, and I don't know about the houses. They might be over there. What's it, Parade Street Commons?
Yeah, I've been going by there every morning. I don't know when. I don't know. Are they open yet?
Well, I see they were advertising houses or for rent starting at $695.
I do drive by there, so I'll keep an eye on that.
So, and then they've got the right of way or the okay from the zoning board to go across the street and get ready to do that, even though they don't have a blueprint of a plan.
I didn't think they gave him. I don't think council gave him.
Council gives them the zoning.
I thought the last time. I might have missed a meeting. The one I didn't miss.
Pre-approval plan. Well, get Mr. Shimeni on the show.
He's welcome, but
Yeah, they don't want to be in the spotlight.
it's these hot lights, the four of them.
Yeah, it's just like Ed Zimmerman. Get him on the show. You know, he could solve a lot of those problems up there with code enforcement on 38th Street.
Slap a little cuffs on him and fine him heavy.
That's right. I mean, he's getting paid. He's got a staff. Get out there and do the job. And you got city council that's afraid of their own shadow.
Well,
The mayor's pulling their strings.
wait till you see these pictures.
Yeah, wait till we see our budget next year and see how much we're going to have to pay because all the perks are gone from selling off things, and the people are going to find out how much in the red we really are.
I hope you're wrong, John.
I don't think so. Have a great day.
Let's see. We're getting back to we still got about 15 minutes. Yep, that left-hand turn, here we go. Go ahead, caller.
Yes. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here, I'm listening.
Oh, okay. I wanted to ask you a question. Something that I got a neighbor I'm having a problem with. You talk about garbage. He's got garbage strewed all over the front of his house. He leaves his garbage cans set out front for weeks at a time. And I asked the guy that he rents from to please talk to him and see what he could do about getting him to bag up his garbage and clean up that front lawn to his. And so he did. And instead of it being tossed out in the backyard like he was doing, now he's doing it in the front yard. And the garbage is going all over the street and all over the whole front of his house. It's blowing over onto my property. I have to go out and I have to pick it up. I called code enforcement. And I talked with him, and he says there's actually nothing that they can do about it. They can't fine him. All they can do is maybe go over and put a scare into him, you know. I was just wondering if there's anything else that I could do to get him to comply.
What kind of garbage is it?
It's garbage, you know, papers and cans and bottles and nasty looking stuff.
He doesn't have it bagged?
It's not bagged, apparently. You know, it's all over the street, all over his front lawn.
I can't believe they would give you a comment like that.
Throws it inside the garbage container.
Well, you can always take action against them as a citizen. That would entail swearing out a complaint at the district justice level.
Yeah.
But don't give me the number over the air.
No, I won't do that. No, I don't want to.
If you want, call this number, and when I get back to the office, I'll mark it down.
Yes.
And is it west side or east side?
It's west side.
Okay. I can hit that. I usually visit my mother a couple times.
Well, there's no sense right now, Kaz, to come over this way because the snow's got it now covered up.
Oh. Well, you know what? Call me at 87. You got a pencil?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, 870-1349.
Okay, I have it.
That's my office, directly to my office.
Okay.
So you won't, if I'm not there, you'll get an answering machine. So just leave the number of the house there, and if you want to leave your number, that's okay. And give me a call again when you think it's bad, and I'll take a ride by there.
Okay, I'll do that. And there's one other thing.
Uh-huh.
I also have a neighbor across the street. He's an elderly man. And he has some guy coming here with a panel truck, a big one, a 1-ton.
Right.
Enclosed truck, and they're dropping cases of empty beer bottles and off for the garbage men here to pick up. I don't know if that's legal or not.
No, I don't think so, because the way, I mean, you know, it's supposed to be for the homeowner.
Right.
In businesses, we don't pick up business.
This looks like a business truck. It has a name on it, and I'm not going to mention the name over the air.
You can give that to me on the phone, okay?
Yeah.
Because businesses in the city have to negotiate their own garbage pickup. The city doesn't pick it up for them.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, your taverns and all that, you know, they have their own...
Well, he may be picking it up from a tavern, but this isn't a tavern, you know, type truck. It's an enclosed panel truck. I haven't seen them here in the last week.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be, you know, putting your garbage... that'd be like somebody coming in from Mill Creek doing it, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
Or us going out there, you know.
I don't know where he's coming from, but, you know, he dropped off a whole bunch of papers here the last time, and that blew all over the street. So I'm having a time of it over here, and I'm getting sick of it.
Yeah, if he's the homeowner, that's one thing,
Oh,
but,
no, he rents.
yeah, I mean, if it had been it'd be interesting who's doing that.
Yeah, well, the next time he pulls up with that truck, I'll get the name. I forgot the name of it, but I'll get that name and I'll give it to you off the truck.
Yeah, we used to have weird things like we had, in the old days, we had volunteer fire departments that would come into the city
Yeah.
and tap into the fire hydrants,
Oh, yeah?
then turn around and sell the water to fill up people's pools.
Oh, well, that's terrible.
And then I remember one year they caught these businesses that were opening up the manhole covers and, just emptying out their debris into there. Like, some of the places that had byproducts of food processing.
Yeah. Well, that's what some of this garbage looks like on my neighbor's lawn there.
Yeah, it just detracts from the neighborhood. You don't want that,
Most of my neighbors try to keep their place clean. This street is littered with garbage on the curbs and stuff.
Yeah, I get tired when I hear people say, well, it's cranky old men that call up or something like that. It's not about that. It's about you have a neighborhood, you have a quality of life you want.
I got pride in my neighborhood, and I'd like to see it stay clean.
Well, yeah, I do. I mean, when I was a kid, people didn't do that. I'm not saying they didn't, but it was a lot less,
Oh, yeah.
People were generally, you didn't see that. People mowed their lawns, they took care of garbage like they should, but...
He very seldom mows his lawn. And that lawn in the summertime is out of sight, And I don't know what you can do about that.
Well, now they're coming up with a new plan that says, you're going to laugh at this one, that they're trying to declare grass and weeds as natural vegetation.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so it's like natural growth and, it's almost like the wetlands issue.
Well, I'm a 44-year landscaper.
I mean, come on, out in the farms, that's okay, wildflowers and all that.
That's what we growed out there in Wattsburg when I was growing up.
Well, it's okay in the city too, but you don't have your grass 3 feet high,
No.
But they're coming up with this natural growth, they call it, that some people have challenged the city ordinance on that basis.
Who's doing that?
Different people, I can't tell you on the air, but it was comical that,
Yeah.
they're doing it because they don't want to cut the grass,
Yeah, right, exactly.
Some of these property owners own huge tracts of land, and cutting grass is probably expensive.
There's kids that go around cutting grass, and they don't charge much, It's real easy to get somebody to cut your grass.
Oh, yeah, I've had to do it a couple times when I went out of town, because I felt embarrassed when I looked at, you go away for a week or so, and when it's nice and hot and the conditions are right.
I went away for 2 weeks, and I caught a kid that was going to school, and he mowed my grass for me.
Yeah, we used to like that when we were kids. That's where we got our money from.
Right, yeah.
Long before there were McDonald's and all that stuff. That, we either shoveled snow, mowed lawns.
Yeah, I used to haul wheelbarrow loads of sawdust down to my neighbor's barn, and that was a third of a mile away from us.
Wow, you lived down in Wattsburg, huh?
Yeah, and he used to give me a quarter a wheelbarrow load, and I thought that was good money.
Oh yeah, back when back when 2 1/4 an hour was pretty good money.
Yeah, it sure was.
Before that, a quarter, 50 cents was a lot of money.
I started, after I got old enough, I started working for B.F. Goodrich, and I was making $2.65 an hour, and I thought that was great.
Yeah, it's hard, when you tell your kids that the gas was real cheap, you got to remember so is your wages too, though.
Oh yeah, right. That was it right there.
But I think money went a lot further too. It just seemed it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Kaz, I won't hold you up. I just wondered if there was something that I could do.
Well, give me that thing and I'll check into it for you.
I will, but
there's got to be
to you now. I'll call your office there.
Yeah, there's got to be some ordinances, but once again, 870.
That the code enforcement, they can't can't do nothing. I really am.
I'd be surprised. I got a question on that one. What I want to do is drive by it and take a picture of it.
Well, I had him here earlier, much earlier, because he was doing it out in the backyard. They would just put their garbage out there, and it would be all over the place, and I'd be picking it up. And the thing is I talked to his landlord, and I told him, I said, tell him that I'm getting sick and tired of picking his garbage up. And he went over and talked to him, and for a week, it was okay. Now, all of a sudden, he's brought it out to the front, and, it's all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, why did they want us to bag our garbage then on weekends?
Really?
I mean, on garbage day, they want it nice and bagged, right?
Yeah, for sure.
There's got to be an ordinance that covers that.
I don't know. I don't know why. And it's not like he can't see it. It's not like that he doesn't see it laying all over, but he just drives over top of it and he just leaves it lay. It doesn't matter to him.
Yeah, my mother's got one in her neighborhood like that.
Oh, man. It just is so irritating.
Yeah, there's no need for that, but I'll check into it. You leave me the address.
I sure will.
Thank you.
Okay? But I'll wait until, on garbage night, I'll wait until the next day and see if he doesn't pick it up. I don't know.
Then I'll drive by there and take a picture.
Okay.
I always carry camera in the car, by the way, so I shouldn't have said that.
Well, that's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
Somebody will rifle my car now.
Okay, Kaz. I'll talk to you later then.
We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for calling. And let's see. Whoop, back to the phone calls. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead, you're on the air. Hello?
Yes, Kaz. Would you happen to know the salary that the governor receives?
Not off the top of my head, but if you'd like me to find out, that'll be easy to find out. Well, you want me to get you an answer next week? Hello?
Number that I called, Kaz.
Hello, are you there?
At Kaz, I had a number that I called.
Yes.
Was 878?
You're on delay, that's what you're hearing.
5719.
Yep. Do you know how much he makes offhand? Hello?
No, that's why I was calling you. I tried to get a hold of them, but I didn't receive a call back.
Okay, I'll find out for you. I'll have the answer on next week's show.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's public record. You can find that out. You're on delay, that's why you're hearing like a little difference. Oop. Yeah, you got to remember you're on delay. Sometimes if you're watching the show, you're not seeing the same thing there. As a quick wrap up, we got about probably 5 minutes. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, hey Kaz, I'm calling about those catch basins on Old French Road.
Yep, did you hear my comment earlier?
Listen to you. I went by there this morning and was happening the water on the west side of the street, the catch basins. On 37th there, they have a curb, but so the water flows over that catch basin, and then on approximately 36th there's no curb there, so the water's hitting the debris on that catch basin, and it's going over to the sidewalk and into the fill there. So when those kids come out of school, being it's so slippery today, so that's kind of dangerous.
It's 36th and 37th on Old French, right?
It's approximately maybe a little north or south.
Yeah, when I called them, they said they're aware of the problem.
Well, what I'm saying is the one on 37th, they have a curb there, so the water flows over the catch basin, and then the one on 36, there's no curb, so the water hits the debris on the catch basin and flows over the sidewalk and into the field. It doesn't go down to the catch basin on 35th Street. So that's kind of dangerous for the kids because it's being slippery today and the water flowing over the sidewalk.
Is it raining pretty good up there today?
It rained pretty good, but not that heavy, but being in the next week, it's going to be off and on rain and snow.
That'd be a good time for me to get up there.
Yeah, Well,
Hey.
I'll let you go because you're about ready to go there.
Yeah, that's okay. They were real aware of that problem there on Old French.
Yeah, well, the thing is, there's no curb there on 36, so the water flows over the sidewalk into the field. It doesn't go down the catch basin on 35th.
I'll have to give that to the engineer and see if they may have plans to put a curb there. I'm not sure.
Well, that'd be better because then the water would flow freely.
When we're doing the curb project, sometimes it doesn't make sense how we do them,
Yeah.
but there are mechanisms that trigger which streets have to be fixed first. Some are by agreement, others are by, if they pave a certain street, then they have to do them. So I'll find out what the problem is there with that one, okay?
Get those young little kids walking down Old French here, and they're walking over that water. It's kind of dangerous.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, I'll call you next week.
Okay, and I'll, hopefully, I don't want to say hopefully, but if the rain has come down pretty good, I'll take a ride up there so I can see it firsthand. Thank you. And before we go off, I think we've hit pretty much everything, so go ahead, caller.
Hey, Kaz, I'm going to save you some time there on calling about the governor's wages.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, 167 grand a year plus benefits, so he probably makes around 250 grand a year with everything.
167,000.
Yep, 167 grand.
But you know what's embarrassing in that figure?
What's that?
Well, whether you like the guy or not, he's the governor of the whole Commonwealth, right?
It should be a little more, I think.
Well, when you look at what some of our authority members make around here,
Yeah.
I mean, I understand everybody says, you know, politicians are a bad name, but if you're going to pay the man that runs the whole state, and you know, whether you like him or not, or he's not from your party, that doesn't matter, you know. It's a matter of fairness, and if he's getting 167,000 and some of our authority heads are making pretty close to that, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, well, what kills me is people's not happy with him, and what we'll do is we'll elect a Democrat as the next governor, and then people won't like what they do, and we'll hire a Republican. It's always back and forth.
Well, yeah. What people got to remember is they control the government, but they've kind of let it get out of hand. I mean, when you watch council meetings or meetings in general, you don't see people really getting involved. Once in a while you do, like they did out in Mill Creek, or years ago when they had closed an academy and stuff, but people have to get involved in government. Otherwise, the elected officials, and I try not to include myself in there because I like to you know, get involved with people, but they get turned off because they figure nobody's really complaining, so everything must be okay. It's like our legislators. I tell people it's okay to call the show here, that's fine, and I will talk to them, but you got to also call them and bug them. You know, you gotta get your feelings across.
Well, but you know, what's the sense of coming to like a city council meeting? All you do is you hear a couple of racists get up there and talk about black, white, and then we put them on a board. They're on a board, so I mean...
As I said last week, let's really pray that it was a good pick, because if it's not, you know...
Well, he didn't show up at the last meeting, did he?
No, well, we have one tomorrow, so it'll be interesting.
But I mean, he didn't.
I mean,
show
not
up
tomorrow. We have one
The
Wednesday.
only one there was McDonald.
Yeah.
He was the only one. Right?
I think you're right. We have one Wednesday. We'll find out.
So see, it's already working. They put him on a board, and he's quit raising hell. Maybe that's why they did it. I'll see you later, Kaz.
Sometimes what I always used to tell people, when you complain, you should be the first to volunteer. Hey, thanks for calling. And with that, I was given a sign that we got to get off the air. I want to thank you, and thank you all the callers, especially that last gentleman, and we'll go off with this one. Go ahead, caller.
Well, Cass, the caller that called earlier about Peach Street, around 12th Street, the road being rough, there's also the underpass between 14th and 15th.
Well, that's when he was talking about more of that area.
Oh,
Yeah, he's talking about where you were talking.
the underpass.
Yeah, right near as you come past it, and you get into the area where those condos are too.
Yeah, down there, but also the underpass. You can't see it if you don't have your headlights on, because an underpass, and it's not well lit.
I'll call the streets department. I'm sure, they'll put some patching on there and then analyze the situation in the spring when, they get around to more serious patching.
Yeah, I hope so, because it looks like the covering that they put on last was not. I don't know if they milled it down. It seems like it was just a covering, and now it's already gotten rough again.
Yeah, I'll make sure I turn it in, though.
Okay,
Hey, thank you. And thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again here next Monday at 2 o'clock.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching the Taxpayers Hotline Show on Erie's own Government Access, Channel 9.